he had racked up over 1 million miles in the sky. So Mike, we're pleased to welcome you, and we are looking forward to you telling us a little bit more about yourself and your business with Kamind.
Okay, great. Good to see y'all. Happy Friday. That's always a good day. Been in IT for about 30 years now, so kind of dating myself. And like Chris just said, been with Kamind for about 10 months now. It's been a good experience and happy to be with them. Anyways, we got a little slide deck here. I'll jump into it. Got quite a bit to cover in a short amount of time, so I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick. I got quite a bit open here, so that is not it. There it is. It moved on me. Sorry about that. All right. Dig on it. What did I do? Oh, okay, there you go. Can you get, well.
Your share screen left.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's nice to know that we're all going through our learning curve with Zoom together, isn't it?
What? It's a little embarrassing.
Mike, do you just want to talk to the slides, just talk without showing the slides at this point?
Hold on a minute. Wow, I do not know what happened to that PowerPoint. It just disappeared. That is really weird. I was just looking at it a minute ago. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. So let me just talk about this. At Kamind, we've been around for over 10 years now. Microsoft Gold partner. What that means is we're direct with Microsoft, and the licensing we do is directly with Microsoft. And we do a program called CSP, Cloud Solution Provider Program. So we sell directly to the end user, and we interface directly with Microsoft, so there's no middleman anymore. And in 2021, this year, the VLA program will go away, and most people will jump from the volume license program to a CSP agreement. So if you find yourself in that situation where you're on a VLA, let's talk and see if we can get you moved over to a CSP program, which actually is a lot better program, has a lot better benefits. You can mix and match licenses. You can increase and decrease on a monthly basis. So the program is extremely flexible, and people really like that. A lot of people have like seasonal workers or project workers. It's easy to add, delete those under the CSP subscription program. Kamind, we're really into core values. So, agility, teamwork, loyalty, all that kind of thing. We take that very seriously. And, I think it reflects when we're dealing with our clients. And We are two different things. I mean, what do? We do support, we do license. You know, I said we're a Microsoft 365 partner, so we do a lot of that. 99% of what we do is cloud-based, so we're really not big on on-premise equipment anymore. It's almost all cloud-based. And the other things we do that are important, we do managed security services and managed services. And in both those areas, the managed, it's called a MSP, managed service provider. We have 3 different layers there, good, better, and best. And then under managed security services provider, we have 3 different layers there. And those are Shield, Guard, and Camfort is what we call them. And they are a monitoring and management on a monthly basis, where basically we become your network administrator. And today it's really all about security. I mean, you know, if you got to worry about your security, you're not in a good spot. So, you know, we take security very seriously, and Microsoft has a lot of fantastic cloud tools to really tighten down your security. And they have, you know, intelligent bots and AI and all this great stuff. And they actually can, you know, pin down troubles way before you notice them and help, you know, quarantine and then abstract them out of your environment before you even know they're there. So, you know, Microsoft and security go hand in hand. They're very good at it, and they got some really good tools for it, especially if you're somebody moving towards SaaS, software as a service. And my screen's doing weird stuff again. Wow, that's weird. I didn't touch anything, and it looks like it kind of came back.
I shared this. I pulled the slides up for you, Mike.
All right. So that screen we have actually up there right now, that's one of the things we do is we work with a company called Sarcadence, and that globe of the earth right there, that's something called Ares, and that's cybersecurity training. And that it's really cool. Sarcadence used to be a gaming company, and they've taken their gaming graphics and all that, and they've created a cybersecurity product where IT admins and security admins can actually go out and they can, you know, practice in real world simulation environments. And, you know, they actually apply their knowledge to real world situations to stop simulated attacks. So it's a great way to learn. Most security people love learning this way. It's so more interactive and fun than just reading something out of a book. So, you know, again, that's called Sarcadence Ares, very cool product. And that's something we also offer. And we're one of the only MSPs in North America to actually do that at this point in time. It's kind of new to the market. The military's used it for a lot of years, but we offer it now as a service. Matt, maybe you can give me forward on the deck there. So I mentioned our 4 areas of focus: licensing, cybersecurity. We do a lot of projects. You know, we're a huge project company, and we do hourly time and materials work as well. So, you know, don't rule us out if you got something small and you need some help. If you could advance that one more. So on the managed security services, I just mentioned this. This is our 3 plans: the Shield, the Guard, and the Camfort being the top choice. And, you know, there's quite a bit of detail in each of these. So if you have any interest, just give me a call and, you know, I can help you and get you over some literature and tell you a little bit more about these programs. And then the managed services program, you know, just the general network updates, patches, all that kind of fun stuff. You can see the middle tier, the security included there. You know, 2 of the 3 packages come with security included. And then you can also upgrade your security package to a higher package than what the default security package is included. So again, you know, we do a lot of that. And I mentioned we do a lot of projects. You know, a lot of the companies we help really don't have a IT director or IT manager or chief information or chief information security officer. So we actually become that for them. And, you know, we help them map out future plans and, you know, just we become their IT for them. And then, like I mentioned, we do a lot of support. You know, we use a great service ticket tracking system. So everything's always tracked in detail. So, you know, until the customer closes a ticket, it's open and it's tracked and monitored. And, you know, we got to keep moving forward. What that means to our customers is they, you know, get their tickets closed as soon as they can. So we try to resolve things quickly and timely for them. And some of the accomplishments, probably our biggest one's the first one there. Second year running, we've been on the Inc. 5000 list as one of the fastest growing companies in the United States. So we're kind of proud of that one. We must be doing something right to, you know, make that list 2 years in a row. The other one, down a few bullets there, we've migrated over 100,000 users, you know, and 400 companies to Office 365. So we have deep experience with that. So, you know, we've tackled all kinds of email migrations and stuff, not only email, but the whole Office suite over to, you know, Office 365. So very good at that. Got a lot of technical expertise in that area. And why don't you give me the next slide there, Matt? So really, if you guys have any questions or want to talk about a project or just maybe bounce some ideas around, you know, I'd be happy to talk to you. Or if you know anybody that might need any of these types of services, you know, I'd be happy to talk to you about, you know, an opportunity. Our referral program's kind of open. I mean, if you bring us something that pans out well for us, we'll definitely take care of you, whether that's a, you know, dinner gift certificate, you know, coffee certificate, or, you know, maybe some free IT consulting or engineering help work, you know, whatever. We're going to take care of people that bring business to us. So anyways, very sorry about this PowerPoint not working. It worked a few minutes ago, but just wanted to kind of run through that off the cuff. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to give me a call or email me.
Perfect. Thank you, Mike. I think your technical difficulties actually made us all feel better. We're not the only ones who go through that. So thanks for being human and humble with us. But just to be clear, so you offer access to software subscriptions and security and tech support to small, medium, and large size companies. Is that right?
Yes, sir, Chris.
And you've done everything from how small to how big?
Oh, we work with, you know, we have a couple accounts that are, you know, 2-3 user accounts up to, you know, hundreds of users. So we're all over the map there.
So
and
all of us and all of Lake Oswego probably fit somewhere in there.
Yep. And we do corporate, we do education, we do nonprofit, you know.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Mike. Anybody have any specific questions for him before we let him off the hook? Tisha?
Hi, thank you so much for all that information. So I have a question. Do you provide any computer penetration testing against applications?
Absolutely, yeah, very important. Penetration testing, yes, definitely do that. That's a common request, and it's a common service we provide for companies.
And there are security logs and everything?
Yeah, exact. Yep. She knows about logs, security logs.
Yes.
Most people don't, so good for Tisha.
Okay, I'll be emailing you. Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Mike, you had a question from Diane asking, what is a ticket?
So when you open a request with us, whether it's via email or over the phone, you'll get a service request ticket open, which is basically an assignment of that ticket, and it's got a number on it and everything. And that way, you know, maybe you want to call in a day later or email in a day later, you have that number on that service ticket. So our guys know exactly, you know, what issue they're working on with you. And the reason they ticket it with a number like that is, you know, a lot of larger companies can have multiple issues open at the same time. So when the ticket has a number on it, you know, it's an ID, and they definitely know which issue it is they're working with you on. Hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you. Yes.
Perfect. Do we have anything else for Mike?
I would just want to add one thing, Chris. Kudos to you. You're the first person in a long time that pronounced the company name correct, Kamind IT. Thank you.
Absolutely, Barbara. My pleasure. Names are important, right? Everybody wants to be seen and everybody wants to be identified as who they are. So thank you very much, Mike. We did a great job. And like I said, I think you made us all feel at home. So nicely done. Before we move into small groups and before we introduce our guests, I just want to ask Liz if she has any pertinent announcements for the group.
Well, first I'll do the shout out to Kamind because they have they take care of all the chamber records. So you know that all of your business records are safe because they are the ones who are protecting records for the Chamber of Commerce. So thank you so much. We appreciate that relationship. I do want to let you know that this is a great time to join a chamber committee. Ambassadors meet the first Thursday of the month. And Katie will provide more information about that. She's the chair of the committee. But one of my goals for 2021 is to monitor all the new business licenses so we know who's coming to town. And when we hear about a business opening, I'm trying to get down there to welcome the business, tell them I'm from the Chamber of Commerce, and I would really appreciate if they would hear from other Chamber of Commerce members. So I'm going to start sharing with you at networking what businesses we know that are new, and if you wouldn't mind sometime in the next month or so stopping in, telling them who you are and what your business is, and welcome them to Lake Oswego, where we are a friendly community and we are a relationship community. We'll see if we can start building our membership base, but most of all, build up our relationships with local businesses. A couple weeks ago, Cure Juice opened down by the Windward area. It's on First Avenue off A Street. There is a coffee roaster coming on First Street. They are not open yet, but when you see them between near Rite Aid, they're not open yet, but they have paper over their windows. Dickey's Barbecue opened out at Cruz Village. And Breakside Brewery will be coming to the Windward, so you can have every drink possible on A Street in a few months. So those are our announcements for today. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Liz. I think you just told me I can go to Dickey's Barbecue, get some barbecue, and tell them the chamber sent me. that sounds like a pretty good deal. Well, as always, and as Liz said, community is about relationships and getting to know one another. And this is our chance to get to know a little bit about Pete, who's showing up as a guest today. So Pete, we're very excited to have you and welcome to your first Chamber of Commerce meeting. Would you like to unmute and tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Thank you so much for having me. It's been valuable for me so far already to participate with you. Yeah, I am with Principal Financial. My background is in what I call the divorce industry. So I was a divorce mediator for over a decade and worked with a lot of people who were rebuilding their lives through divorce or after divorce. And I found that there were a lot of folks who needed help putting their financial lives back together and coming up with a plan for retirement and for contingencies. A lot of folks had things like life insurance that needed to be adjusted. They still had their ex as a beneficiary, or they didn't think about things like they often had a child support obligation and had to have life insurance for that purpose, and they didn't necessarily think about how if something were to happen to them, the money would go to their kids, but who would be managing that money while their kids are still minors? Well, it would be their ex unless they designated otherwise. So I found that there was a big need for that. So I definitely work with a lot of people who are going through divorce, but that's not exclusively who I work with. I'm bilingual and work with the Spanish-speaking community and a member of the LGBT community. So I certainly like to speak the language of the clients I work with. I really appreciate the opportunity to learn about the chamber. And like I said, I feel like I've already had some new connections in my mind of how I might be able to network. So thank you so much for letting me participate.
Absolutely, Pete. Thank you so much for being here. It sounds like a very valuable service, as we saw with Barbara and Matt, where one's on the beach and one's in the office. Couples often they share duties, right? And so there can be knowledge gaps if couples separate. And so I think that's a wonderful way of helping people address what they don't know they're missing because somebody else had been taking care of it. So again, thank you for being here. And Liz is going to break us into small groups. So at this point in our meeting, Pete, we just break into smaller groups so we can chat with a couple of other people a little bit more intimately about what your business is going through and what message you'd like to share with the business community. So if there's something that you'd like us all to have on your mind when we think of you and your business, now's the chance to talk about that. And of course, anything that you might need that our community can provide. So Liz, are you ready to take us away?
I am ready, and we will send you off into the into your chat rooms. Here you go.
She's got her magic book. A good time with his grandkids, so it sounds like our group's doing pretty well in that regard. As I go around my screen to check in on other groups, the next person I see is Tisha. So does Tisha's group have somebody to shout out there?
I'll be the speaker for our group. I'll start with Heidi from Yoga 6. The yoga studio is still under construction. They're hoping to open in March-ish, but I've had construction done in my house, and sorry, Heidi, it's probably more like April, depending on restrictions. But they're hiring teachers, and she is looking for a potential pop-up space. Of course, whatever our restrictions are and whatever guidelines we have to work under. But if anybody has a large space where she could potentially offer pop-up classes to generate excitement before the actual studio opens, please give her a shout. Jenny Freeman, who we all love to see, has spaces available at Urban Office. She has different spaces. She has offices. Tell me if I'm wrong, Jenny. Offices, spaces by the window, something else. But when you join there,
dedicated desks and co-working. Yeah.
Thank you. But it's what did you call it? The full meal deal. You get internet, beer and wine, and we were all like, I'm done. Let's do it. And snacks. And once a month, they all have snacks and hang out and get to meet new people. And that sounds awesome. And Heidi and Jenny are going to potentially talk about a pop-up space. So that's cool. And then Tisha was really pleased to hear Mike's talk this morning, because she's always looking for secure servers and she'd love to use somebody local. And she also wants to get Heidi and Jenny involved in Ladies Who Lunch. And then I actually had 2 jobs this week, which was unprecedented. So that was exciting and busy. And I had to remember how to work again. And we're all excited about the election and the inauguration and hoping for a brighter future.
Thank you so much, Kim. And what maybe everybody doesn't know is that both Kim and Tisha are also members of our board of directors. And Kim is our liaison to the Sustainability Network. So this is the second time this week I've got to see their faces. We got to get together on Inauguration Day and share that morning, focusing on chamber business, along with Katie as well. So, and Julia, oh my goodness. So there you have it. Going around on my screen, speaking of next, Katie, is there somebody for your, do we have a spokesperson for your group?
I was voluntold this week. So we had a group of 5 people, so I'll be super brief. We just went Hollywood Squares around, and Christine Boyer was our first person with the Academy of Modern Martial Arts. She gave us a really good update that this week they're starting Zoom classes again with their students, so being able to make positive impact with the small groups and not just doing what they're also currently doing, which is kickboxing and things broadcast out. And there are some people in this room I know that take those classes. So connect with Christine and Christopher if you are looking for ways to move your body in a positive way and get some endorphins going. We also had Barbara from Kamind IT, and she expressed how this year they've been doing a lot of support for people as they're moving from office space to home base offices, trying to get their networks and things in order, not for profits, trying to be, more secure from home, because oftentimes like transition, you kind of find those gaps. So they've been doing a ton of support for their people in this last year. And so talk to Barbara if you're all about the Microsoft and needing some support. Amy from Dino's, I'm looking for, there she is. Busy, like the pizza industry is booming. And so no dine in, but you can support them by doing gift cards or carry out or delivery here in Lake Oswego. And then we had Julia with Blue Moon, and it's been about 1 year that Blue Moon's doors have been closed, but they're doing a lot of good and loaning out their coffee equipment in Washington County for people who are waiting for COVID testing or COVID vaccinations. So still trying to do good in the community and in the world. For Katie with Lucid Dog Training, all is good for us. COVID puppies and Christmas puppies are keeping us super busy, and we're doing online and some socially distanced in-person training with all the COVID protocols in place. And little side note plug, if you are interested in being an ambassador with the Chamber of Commerce, we are still doing things and stuff in the community, like digitally, so that we can still support and connect with people. So if you're interested in being an ambassador, want to know what it's about, talk to me. So thank you, Christopher.
Absolutely. I love doing things and stuff. There's seldom I like as much as doing things and stuff. And since you mentioned that you had Barbara in your group, I just want to clarify, although I did call Matt the big boss of the company, Matt clarified that Barbara is actually the big boss of the company. So I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I just want that clear, and I want it out there in front of everybody. So next on my screen is the tallest realtor in town, Mr. Lynn Brokaw. Is there a spokesperson for your group?
Yeah, it's me, Anastasia. Lynn might have to leave early, so he was looking for somebody else to be the spokesperson. And then he was quite the taskmaster and made sure that I got to everybody. I'll start with Diane. Pets first, Diane's priority, pet care. She's still, her house, I believe, is in disarray. She's waiting for the city inspector to okay the plumbing project. So she said, good wishes, blessings, I'll say prayers, whatever your persuasion is, just send them to her. So hopefully she can get back and get that plumbing out of the way. She mentioned that with Lions Club, and Genevieve also talked about Lions Club, but Diane mentioned that there's going to be a Valentine's Day fundraiser with Seas Candy. There is no link yet that is available, but she will provide it to us. I think you can order through the link, it'll get delivered, and Lions Club will benefit from that. Lynn mentioned that real estate is going great and interest rates are great. Genevieve also had some other Lions Club updates. There's a plant sale That'll be from, I think, March 1st to the 30th with pickup in April. I don't know how, if that's also going to have a link for information. They're doing a recognition, providing dinners for folks who are, no, desserts for folks who are hungry February. And there's not going to be a St. Patty's Day raffle. We also had Mike from Kamind. I hope I said that right. We talked about the name and the origin of the name. And since there was already a discussion, they had the presentation day, we didn't get too far to that. And in terms of me, I'm an attorney. Estate planning is going good. There are areas of the law that are very busy and areas that aren't. Let's see, I mentioned I pro tem in Washington County, and it's starting to wake back up, that judicial jurisdiction. So that's good. Since our group had a lot of plugs for nonprofits, I'll do a plug for the Friends of the LO Library. I've been on the board for way too long. But LO Reads is starting February. They already did the book giveaway, I believe. We had a board meeting yesterday, but I can't remember, but I think they did the book giveaway. So February is going to be a whole lot of programming. Obviously virtual, so you'll see mailings about that and information all over the place, and I encourage people to attend. They're always fantastic.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Anastasia. I'm so glad that you're being the spokesperson for your group. I remember when, so it's great to hear you speaking up and talking on everyone's behalf. So we're now at that wonderful point in our program where that's all the news that's fit to print. And we say, okay, so do you have any shout outs for anybody in our group or any other businesses in our community that you'd like to recognize in our networking here today? Anastasia.
I want to give a shout out to Katie for Lucid Dog Training. We did puppy training for my little Frau Poppy. And the other day, well, it's been a couple times now, she'll grab something and I'll ask her to drop it, and she does. So it's a very nice thing when it's like, you know, pens, but then when it's something important like the remote control of the TV, she actually drops it. So, thank you.
Nice. Definitely important transitions. That's great. Any other shout outs? Because I look across my field of screens, I see one from Kim.
I would like to give a shout out to Christine and Christopher, but mostly Christine, no offense, from the Academy of Modern Martial Arts. I'm still doing the virtual kickboxing, and we had a class last night that it literally kicked my ass. Like, it was so good last night. It was really fast. It went fast. And I felt a little ill, but in a good way. So thank you. And I highly encourage everyone to check it out, because it's totally at your own pace and your own, whatever your body can do. There's a lot of things my body can't do, and I just modify, and it's all good, but it's moving and it feels really good. And then you sleep much better. So thank you, Christine.
Well, thank you very much for that shout out, Kim. And yes, it is all on Christine. I take no offense at that. Julia, I see a hand up.
Well, I would like to give a shout out to Kim. I watched a video this week of our new mayor opening some goodies that had been presented to him from Serious Baking Company. And so I know we've been talking the last couple of weeks of how you might be able to pivot your business. So I was really excited to see your company and your logo out there, and to know that you are spreading your good treats and food all over the city. So well done. I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely awesome. I couldn't agree more, because that catering company is serious. All right. For those that don't know, that's the name of her catering company that was meant to be funny, but I'm not seeing enough smiles on screen.
Wah, wah.
Anybody else? Do we have a shout out for anybody else to move on from that bomb of a joke? All right. I'm not seeing any hands. So again, I just want to say to everybody, thank you so much for giving time of your Friday. Thank you for helping us listen to Mike, and to welcome Pete. and hear all the good things people in our community are doing. As per usual, Liz will leave this line open for another 10 minutes or so if you want to chat amongst yourselves. I got nothing but good feelings for all of you, so thank you and welcome to 2021. Let's go out and do good stuff for good people, huh? Take care.
Thank you. So I'll let you know, I can always tell whether your chat rooms are going well by how many people come back before the time. And today, everybody came back when the chat room officially closed. So I think you got 9 minutes today, and you certainly used it really, really well.
We barely got our last person in. Katie had to like be on point.
Well, it's tricky too, because I've done it where the box pops up saying the rooms are closing in 60 seconds, and I'm the dingus that's like, okay, push the button, and all of a sudden I'm whisked out, and I'm like, no.
Don't touch the button, Katie.
Exactly. So it happens where it's like people appear early.
But you kind of feel like you're flying when the whole thing closes and zap, you're in a whole different room.
I like it when somebody's mid-sentence.